Hi, and welcome to Candy Michael's Facebook Live at 4:11 for the 411 and some stampin' fun. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you like my festive little headband. I couldn't resist. I thought it was so cute, and I thought it would be fun to use for my lives. So thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be showing you a spin on using pinwheel cards and actually use it also with some of your photographs. So I'm very excited to show you today what I've created, and I want to get started. So this is the eve of Thanksgiving, and I hope all of you are enjoying your evening and or will be enjoying it and not be doing a crazy drive somewhere. But if you are, that's all good because you'll be joining family soon, I'm sure. So thanks for joining me. Hello, Linda, April, and hi, Gigi. So let me flip my camera around and we'll get started. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I almost shut off my whole live here, or maybe I did. But let's get started. I clicked the wrong button. Thanks, Debbie. Happy Thanksgiving to you and everyone. I'm so excited. I love the festivities. Okay. I think we're there. All right. So I have a couple of different things I want to show you today, and hopefully I won't be too long-winded, as some of you know I can be. Hello, Joanne, all the way in North Dakota. Nice to see you and say hello to the family. So today I'm going to show you, this is a card that was given to me from Sandy Carlson, and it's adorable. It's a spinner card, and these are kind of all the rage. I love them. They're really actually very easy to make and a lot of fun to make. So I'm not going to make this exact one. I'm going to make one that I've created, but I wanted to show you what Sandy had done and what a spinner card is. So that's what it looks like from the top. Let me see how I can get that in there. And then it just kind of spins around. So you can put it on your table. And I just thought they're super cool. I had to learn how to make them. So now I want to teach you how to make them. Oh, and the other thing is they do fold down flat. I know they might be a little bulky, but they fit inside our 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch envelope, or the A2 envelopes. So just so you know, they can be mailed. Might be a little more expensive, but they can be mailed. It's really cool. So I'm going to use the Whimsical Trees bundle, and we have this really pretty stamp set and some awesome dies. I will be using the 2 smaller trees and the designer paper. So I have all my measurements written down, and hopefully I can help you to design one and make one yourself with any kind of paper. You can do birthday, you can do, holidays. There's just so many different things. All right, I'm going to pull out all my little layers and give you all the tips that I can. So the first thing you want to do is you want to cut your base cardstock, whatever color you're going to use. I'm going to use mint macaron, and it's cut 4.5 across by 4 1/4 inches tall. Okay. And what I've done is I've scored it at 1, 2, 3, and 4 inches. I'm simply going to fold it around. Have to grab my cheat sheet I left on the other table, my little sheet here with some of the stamp papers and things that I've used. So you're simply going to just fold it around, and then we have to put some of our tearable tape. I love our tearable tape because you can tear it and use it. So I call it tearable tape because it is terrible, but this kind of terrible. Haha, little spin on words. I can use it and just put it across here. Now, the other thing is you can use other adhesives like this particular, the liquid glue, because this is very strong and it'll hold it. But some of your adhesives, you want to make sure that they're strong so that they can hold it closed. We don't want it falling apart after all of your work. So you're going to see, if you go out on the internet, you'll see a lot of different variations of making these spinner cards. And basically, they're all a little bit different, done differently. you can use whatever measurements you like and whichever ones are easiest. I found that cutting this at the 4.5 inch gives you a little bit more of a lip to glue down. Some people I've seen, they'll tell you to put it at 4.25, but I honestly found having that 4.5 inch really helped me. So I am going to glue this down, but I drank some Starbucks coffee today and I should know better than to do that because I can see it's made me all jittery. And gosh, I hope I don't talk fast or more. For some of you, you're probably all laughing. All right. So here's your basic of what your base for the inside part looks like. That's this part here that oops, this one's coming apart. Probably because I've been playing with it all day. That is going to have that hole in the middle. So this is what we're going to build from. So the next thing I did, and this is where it can all vary on different people may have different ideas. This is Candy's version. So you'll just go with that. Okay. So my first layer, I've cut my mint macaron and I've made it the same color as my little base here. So I've cut my first layer at 4.5 inches tall. So it's the same height by 2 3/4 inches wide. And all of these are just going to get glued on. And I'm going to be daring and use this glue rather than the tear tape. Now, my tip to you is put your glue on here and not on here because you don't want to over glue. We would have an ooey gooey mess. So let's just get it somewhat to the edge without going all the way to the edge because we don't want a big mess. And I'm going to glue it I'm going to butt it up, but I'm not going to go super tight right here because when it spins, it's going to kind of fold in between the other pieces. I cannot wait to show you guys all these fun ideas that I've come up with. I just was having a blast the last few days, and I'm excited because I actually started doing this early on in the week, which a lot of times it's 10 o'clock on Wednesday, but not this week because I got way too excited when I started thinking photographs. Okay, so next we're going to just glue this next one down just like this. Now, I'm going to stop for one quick minute because as I'm going on, a piece that would probably be easier for all of you would be if you glued your designer series paper down on top of this before you glue them onto here. It will just be easier. So I'm going to stop and glue my designer series paper down while I'm talking. I'm going to glue it onto this piece before I glue it onto we'll call it the hub. Okay, and I just think this will be a little bit easier to glue everything down. Oh, let's see. Do I have any order? I do have an order that I wanted them to go in. Here it is. That's what happens when I work on 2 different tables. I shouldn't do that. Okay, so I want that one, and then I have this one, and then I have I'm just going to do it. I'll put these together, and then I'll figure out what's going where. Let's see. So we're just going to put some glue on all of your designer paper, and then you're going to go ahead and glue those down. And, oh, this is the, if I didn't tell you, this is the beautiful Whimsy and Wonder paper. Oh my gosh, both sides are gorgeous. Some pinks and some blues and just beautiful, beautiful paper. So I'm so excited that you guys are with me today as I do my live. And I get to show you all the fun things I've played with. Okay, so now I want to see which one. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one right on down. Look at those bright stripes. Isn't that bright? All right, so let's glue this on here. And you can do it while it's on the pinwheel, or your hub, but I'm telling you, this is much, much easier. Okay, now we can go ahead and glue these pieces on. So we'll do the presents next, and there doesn't really have to be any order, but I had kind of laid it out the way I wanted it to go. So why not? Why not do it this way? I feel like I should have like Christmas music playing in the background. This is such beautiful paper. It has that silver foil in it on most of the sheets, I believe. And it's shiny and pretty, and I like shiny. We'll do the holly one next. And then I cannot wait. If you guys haven't seen these put together, it's like this magical little card that will come together for you. And again, it's a lot easier to put together than I ever thought. When I first saw one, I went, oh, I don't want to learn how to do that. And then I was really intrigued and I thought, well, why not? It looks like a fun card and it's all the rage. So here I am doing it live. There we go. And again, you can use your tearable tape, or it's called tear-in tape actually. Or you can do this glue, which if you use it in moderation, it'll work out very nicely. Okay, so here's our pieces so far. Isn't that cool? And then now what we're going to do, and it will lay flat. So don't be afraid to lay it flat for when you're gluing on your next pieces. So next what I want to do is I have the smaller pieces that I've cut. So on my DSP note here, I cut these larger DSP pieces at 4 inches by 2.5. And then these smaller ones with the coordinating piece here at 4 by 1.5. Some people will add an extra layer, and I didn't. I wanted this to be really easy to do, and so I cut out the extra layer that is like on Sandy's card, and I'll show you here. She had another layer there. Nothing wrong with that. You can certainly add that in, but I was trying to make this really, really simple just to teach you how to do it. And once you have the basic measurements, you can change it up any way you want. That's the coolest part about sharing with you guys, is you can make it your own any way you want. So let's get this to lay down, and then I'll put this one on. I love this is like a blushing bride. The pink is blushing bride. So pretty. And then it has the pretty snowflakes. For some of my flaky friends out there, you all know who you are. And then we have some pretty presents. Pretty presents. And we'll put that on. Right down there in the bottom. Hopefully I didn't just put my finger in it. In the glue. Maybe I did. It's all right. Okay, and then we have one more. So it's actually really easy to put together. And if you are, have it all figured out before as you lay it out, you probably could glue these pieces on as well before you glue it down. But I just wanted to do it this way because this actually works the way my brain works. All right, now check it out. Now we have all of these cool pieces. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate my little rectangles here, my pieces. So I have a white piece of cardstock that I cut. And I did have a measurement, but I'll just measure it here and tell you. I cut it at 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. So it's just another 1/4 inch smaller than what my panel is here. And I'm going to glue it right on to the pink. But first I want to do a little stamping. So with this, I want to use my wrong color. I want to use the mint macaron, and I'm going to stamp some words for the inside. I'm going to move this over here for a second. All of my measurements, I'll bring them back out. So I have some cute words that I want to stamp. Let's see if I get these on straight. Straighten up, Candy. All right, here we go. It says, wishing you Christmas cheer and magical moments that last all year. Isn't that sweet? Now I have to see if I put it on straight. Okay, well, if it's not straight, it's all right. Oh, here's my measurement. I knew I wrote it down. I wrote it down so it'd be easy to find. I wrote it down on the back. So it's 3 3/4 by 2 1/4 for this white piece on here. Sometimes I crack myself up. That came out okay. So we have our mint, macaron. And then I have my tree, which is right here. And I'm going to simply put a little bit of that mint ink on here. Stamp this down here. Oops. And then I'll be using this mint again in a minute. And then I'm going to use our Blushing Bride ink and add a pop of pink for a little tree here. Super cute. Oh my gosh, I just dropped it. It's all right. No one was injured. Ta-da! I pressed too hard, but hopefully you can't see that part. And if you can, you know we all make mistakes. So let me go ahead and glue down my 3 3/4 by 2 1/4 inch white piece that I measured for you. That is hilarious. I'm looking for my Post-it notes because I have these all over because I didn't have time to type it up. Okay, so there's one panel done. Now, hopefully that doesn't slide. I'll go ahead and press that down. So when it came to the presents, I used some of the designer paper that we have from this pack. Oh, come on. And, oh my gosh, it's so shiny under this light. So I just cut out by hand a couple of the presents and thought that would be kind of fun to just pop them up. So that's what I'm going to do, is put some dimensionals on here and just pop them up. Give it a little lift. Little lift. Oops. I always try to get rid of these little things and they just tend to hang out. Or I find them on my shirt. Okay, like my sleeve. So I'm just going to give this little, I'm going to call this a page. I'm going to give this little page a little pop. Just something different. Put this right in the center there. And then I'll pop this one up. And then this present, because it's blue, I had to use it. So I'm going to put this here. Although it is a little bit longer, I do want to cut that down. Where are my scissors? Right in front of me. So I'm going to be daring and just trim off a little bit and see if I can make that work. I'm sure it'll be perfect. So these are some of our black dimensionals. You can get a pack of our black dimensionals and they come with 2 of the sheets with the smaller ones and 2 of the sheets with this size. So it's really a great deal, and you can use it really on white or black cardstock. It doesn't matter. But I use them all. And that just gave it a little pop. That's all. You can put them wherever you want. But I thought that was kind of fun because I didn't want to spend too much time decorating. And I love this paper. Let me take a station break here to show you our gorgeous paper. If you have not seen this paper, you need to order it now. Because I don't know, we're going to be retiring a lot of stuff. And normally our designer papers do go out. So here's that shiny stripe. I don't know if it's like really shiny in your camera. You already saw the snowflakes, and then you just saw the presents. This is another really pretty page with the trees, and then the little ornaments, and then you already saw the holly one and the presents, and then of course we have some really cool backsides too. So beautiful. It is just a gorgeous paper. I love it. Okay, so next on this one, I'm going to stamp with my little scrap paper here. I have this stamp that came out of the one that I'm working with here. Where did I put it? Oh, how did I set it all the way across the table from me? That was a miracle in itself. Okay, so the whimsical trees, I'm using the little holly sprigs here and thought that would be kind of fun to do. Now, I was playing with the ink colors and I decided I didn't want black because these colors are so soft. So I'm going to use our basic gray and I'm going to color in with this as well. So I'm going to stamp 2 of them for my little design that I have in my head. And I'm going to color them in. So I can normally use like the blends or our Stampin' Write markers, but I wanted to give you another tip of another idea that you can do. And that is, you can take your ink pad and just put a little bit of ink on a block. And so I'm going to use a little bit of the mint and a little bit of the Blushing Bride color. And I'm going to use my blender pen that I think, yes, I left it on the other table. Oh, candy, candy, candy. But it's right here within reach. Don't worry. Didn't go far. So all I'm going to do is take and pull some of this color. Now it might be a little bit dark, so you can kind of pull it over to the side so it's not too dark. But with your blender pen, you can just pull some of this color and then color in your leaves. So I went down the line first because then that'll take a little bit of the ink off of my blender. And then just kind of pull, because this looks a little darker than the regular, than if it was, maybe one of the markers might have been a little bit lighter, but that's okay. I wanted to show you a whole different way. If you've never played with these blends, these blender pens, oh, not the blends, the blender pens, these are fun because you can use them with your regular inks. And like I just did, just press the ink on the block and grab some of that ink. Okay, and then just color it in. I'm not the best in staying in the lines, so it doesn't bother me. I just do the best I can as I talk. Okay, so once I have that done, then what you do with your blends is you take and you scribble off any of the color, because it'll come off. It cleans itself, kind of, like I just cleaned it, but you know what I mean. It kind of cleans itself. And then I can dip into the next color, which is my pink. And I can do my little holly berries and the Blushing Bride. Isn't that cool? So it's just a different way of coloring. There are so many different avenues that you can, different things that you can do, but I just love it. Okay, so then again, I'm going to just scribble off and get that pink off of there, and then I can put my blender pen away. All right, next I'm going to take and die cut this out with my die cut, like that one, but I've already done that for you. Yay! So that was quick. You don't have to sit there and watch me do that. That one's done. And then I'm going to simply just pop these up on the corners here. No, that was the wrong one. Sorry. That's going to be popped up on this one. Yeah, we're going to pop it up. I was working on the wrong one. But we're going to go forth because I already finished it. And now we have to just put this part together, and then I can go backwards onto that last one. So I just thought a cute little sprig of holly here and a sprig of holly there was kind of a fun way to decorate this one. All right, now for my holly leaves, I saw this done on a card by Linda Heller, and so I took her idea and am doing the same tag idea that she used on the front of a card. And I'm using the scalloped contour dies. So these are the dies, and I just used this one. So I put that tag on there to make it easier to pick up, but as you see, I'm kind of struggling. So this is the one that I use. It's the second to the smallest one. And it's so pretty. So I die cut it out of our Blushing Bride, and I'm going to simply glue this down. But first, I have a little piece of the mint that I'll put down so it goes underneath it, kind of breaks up the color. And we'll go right about there. And then with this, you can either pop it up or lay it down. I'm going to go ahead and just lay it down. Put a little bit of glue. Love my glue. And I do want to, oops, that was a lot. Yep, just enough on there to hold it down. Put that right about in the middle. Look at how cute this is. Now, I die cut out these little trees These are the little trees that are in here, and they're actually 2 different sizes. I didn't realize that until I started playing with them. But I used some of our adhesive sheet and ran it through on the back. And I will explain to you how I did that as soon as I can get this sheet off of the back. So it becomes a sticker. And it makes your life so much easier if you use this adhesive backing on any color cardstock before you die cut it out. Sometimes I struggle with getting the actual piece off of the back, but you can always use like your pick a tool and get it off. So we're going to go this way. And it, like I said, it already has the adhesive on it because I ran it through the, I'll show you later. I actually have another project I'm doing, and I'm going to show you how to use that glue, that adhesive paper. Okay, so now I want to stamp Merry Christmas on here, and I'm going to use the Peaceful Deer stamp. Oh, sorry, I have to reach. The Peaceful Deer stamp that says Merry Christmas on it. There wasn't one in this particular stamp set that I'm using, so I went outside the box and inside my catalog and found this one. So it all works. All right, I better stand up for this one. We'll get this on straight. Hopefully, hold my breath. And it's crooked. But you know what? It's art. So I'm going to keep it. I'm keeping it. I'm using it. It's art and it's homemade. Homemade art. So let's just use it. Okay, on this, I'm going to cut a little tiny flag on the end. Easy if you go straight up the middle first and then come side to side. It makes cutting your flag so much easier. I say that, and then I didn't cut it all the way through. As I said, it makes it so much easier. This I can pop up now because that's why I wanted to leave the other part flat. So we give this a little bit of height. And you guys, I'm almost done with my first project. I hope you're following along and loving this as much as I do. Let's see. Get that right across. What do you think? So here we have all of our little panels done. I made it very simple. You can add bling. You can do all sorts of things like that. But again, I wanted to give you the whole idea of how to make your pinwheel card. Okay, so that's number 1. But, well, I'll show you this other one at the end. Okay, so next what I did, so excited about this. Okay, for any of you that know me, I love taking pictures. I always have my camera with me no matter where I go. And I'm constantly saying, smile, cheese. And I will bring this back in later on so you guys can see too. So it just gives me great pleasure to take pictures. So I thought to myself, what can we do? And I was talking to my friend Mindy and told her I was going to make a pinwheel card. She goes, oh, well, you could just make it bigger. Well, I actually was going to make it with very small pictures on there, but she was genius. So I said, all right, I'm doing it. So I'm going to show you one I made, and then I'm going to show you how I made it. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Oh my gosh. So this is just a few pictures from our Hawaii trip. I hope there's not a glare on there that I just had to share. Hi, Jennifer. Here, let me bring it up a little bit. There, now I have more room. So these are just some pictures that I used from my Hawaii trip because I wanted to make this to show you guys. Isn't that cool? And then it's a pinwheel also, but I made it bigger than the regular card size. So I'm going to share with you all those measurements. I wanted to tell you that with making this specific pinwheel, I used the Timeless Tropical stamps, and there are coordinating dies in the catalog as well. They're going to all go flying. I just have them tucked in there. But I used the Timeless Tropical stamps and the dies, which some of the dies are different than the stamps. So it's very, very cool. I also did use our Playful Alphabet dies when I wrote out the word Maui. And again, using the adhesive stickers or the adhesive sheets to make your things like a sticker, it's so awesome to do because you're not sitting here with your glue trying to glue all these things down. So let me show you how I made this. I'm going to make another one just so I can teach you how I did it. You guys, I'm so in love with this. I think it's so much fun. And you can make these for Christmas gifts. That was why I wanted to show this for you. My idea for the next few weeks until December 22nd, I believe is the last Wednesday before Christmas, is to give you some fun Christmas gift ideas. So this is why I'm sharing this with you. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to bring over some pictures for what I did. Now, I've already glued them onto my mats, but I have all the measurements for you. And I just put my pinwheel on top. Like, where is it? Well, it's right here. Really quick, I'm going to stop and tell you about my website, candystampers.com. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter to find out what weekly events I'm doing or classes or just even anything, you can find that on candystampers.com. And it will give you a pop-up that you can add your email in to receive my newsletters. I do have a host code for this month if you'd like to place any orders on my online store as well. Okay, that was my little station identification. So here's my pieces that I have, and I have it all cut out and measured for you. So I'm going to start with the base, and this is super cool, you guys. Super, super cool. So what I did was I have a piece that is cut at 5.5 inches wide by 6 inches tall, because our pictures that we get are 4x6. When you go and print pictures, they're 4x6. So I cut these down just a little bit so that they'll fit. So 5.5 by 6, scored at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 1/4, 3 3/4, and 5. Okay, so this is my cheat sheet here. So again, we're going to just simply fold this around. I should probably have my little bone folder and make it nice and neat. Fold it around so we can create our hub. And then fold it. And I want it to be straight. And then I have my little lip. You want about 1/4 inch so that you have a place that's going to grab that glue. Again, I can use the tear tape, or I can be daring and use this. I just don't want to use too much. So hopefully I didn't overdo it. And then I'm going to simply glue this again. So these are all done the same way, where you're going to start with a hub. I'm going to call this my hub. And then you just have to know what the measurements are in order to make it all work. So I'm trying to push it back down in there. There we go. And then I suggest, oops, running. You're going to laugh. I have a piece of bling on here. It's a little diamond that I stamped this and stays on my blender. And then I added this diamond, and I bet I made these 8 years ago and it's still on there. But when I tried to rub right now, I used the diamond side down. That's why I'm laughing at myself. Oh, candy. Okay, so that's just to make sure I get that sealed, okay? Oh, I'm so excited. Next, I have, okay, I knew I had all the measurements. So I have my photo mat. So on this particular one that I did go down into quarter cut increments. So this one in my hand that I'm using, I actually did in eighths. So I did that because these pictures were so big that I didn't want to cut too much off. So my photo mat right now is 4 inches by 5 3/4. That's this black mat, and I cut 4 of those. So these black mats are 4 inches by 5 3/4, okay? That's right. And then these 4 I cut, you can do them either like my first one, that was 3 3/4 by 5 1/2 if you don't like cutting in eighths. Or you can do it like I did this one, which is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. So you just want to take and have that little bit of black on there. That's the reason I'm showing you that. Okay. But I have my hub. You can use the same color cardstock to create your pieces that it's going to be put down on. So what I'm trying to say is these pieces first, that's why I paused for a minute. These pieces first will get glued down. So you need to cut 4 of these that are 4 1/4 by 6. So think about 4 1/4 by 6. Yes, that is right. That's what I wanted to do, because I wanted to think about the size of my photographs, and I do have to cut my photos just a little bit of a trim. But anyway, so I wanted to cut them at this size. So I'm going to glue these down and put some glue on here. You guys are going to love these, and you can make them. You could do them for birthday. I've got a friend already thinking about graduation, which is not for her, not for another year. Right, Marcia? And so she's thinking, oh, that could be fun, or just for any event, a birthday party. Somebody was just saying you could do it for wedding if they wanted to do some fun, something different. So many people getting married are putting these cute pictures of when they first met and then as they dated. And so I think that's a really cute idea too. So we're going to glue these down. I better put it on here. Don't want to make a boo-boo. Come on, glue, don't fail me now. There are 2 sides to every glue. See if I can get it to come down. There we go. See, no reason to stop. Just keep going. Just keep rowing. And I'm a very messy crafter. I will admit it. But here we go. Get this on here straight. And then just get the sides as well as you can. And then you can always go back and use your bone folder to get right in the middle. Do some more here. Oh my goodness. So this gift, I decided, and I can't wait to show you what I'm making. I'm going to send this to my dad because I thought, how cute is this? Send him some pictures. He's out in California. And I just thought it would be something fun. Because I was looking through some pictures and I was trying to think of a theme and make sure I had something really fun that I wanted to do. And I found this selfie of my dad and myself and said, self, that would be a really fun one to work with. So I'm going to put this together. This last one, I'm almost there, which is this piece. I will grab my little Post-it note, but that's so you guys know what the size is. Can you see that? Okay. Rip that off and use this to press it all down. There we go. Now we're good. So again, you could glue all of this together first and then go back and do your other sides over here. So let me go ahead. Hopefully that's nice and sturdy, strong, but I'm going to go ahead and glue on some of these pictures. So I have that I'm going to send my dad. So I have a selfie of Dad and I, and oh, I could glue this all the way across. What am I thinking? La la la, little bit of glue. How did Picasso get started? I'm not sure, but I guess I'm far from being Picasso, but hey, we all have a little art in us. Yeah, so I'm being daring and just gluing this down, but you know what? This will lay down flat. And if you're worried about those prints, do that. Next, we will slide this over and do this one. Okay, so if I have Dad and myself, I will do my oldest, Jonathan, and his girlfriend, Sarah. And I'm excited they're going to be here tomorrow with me for a little while. Come over and visit. Okay. And then we're going to put this down. I'm going to show you, this is actually the hardest part to this whole thing was picking out my photos. I'm not kidding. Because once you have the measurements down, then it all goes very easily. Very easily. And I'm just doing this in the order that will work. And then I have a picture of Joe and me. And then I'll put my Anthony. and Sam. Okay, what do you guys think? Do you see how easy this is? Again, once you have the measurements, it's easy peasy. So here's Anthony and Sam. So cute. Love them both. I love them all, I should say. Everybody. I love them. I love all of you. I love everybody. Everything. Here we go. Okay. I do love all of you. Thanks for watching. Makes it more fun when I know there's at least somebody watching and I'm not talking to myself. Well, I kind of am. Okay, so now we're back at the beginning of the wheel. Here's Dad and myself. Look at how easy that was. So I'm going back and I'm going to add some things that I've already decorated so you don't have to worry about that. So what I'm doing next is adding my pieces that'll go on the side, okay? And I've cut 4 of these black mats, 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, so 2 3/4 by 5 3/4 is what I've cut them. And I'm going to glue them onto here. And then I'm going to cut, I have some designer series paper like this. And it is 2.5 by 5.5 inches. And you can decorate or you can cut more photographs that would go on here. So you can do it either way. So I've done it both and I'm going to show you how I did both of these. Okay, so these are my photo ones. So for Dad's, I've already put it together because I didn't want it to take too much time. And I die cut out, it says, just want to say I love you. And this came out of the dies that's called Floral Gallery. And it has that saying in there, just want to say, and then you can add something else. Now, this was an old retired stamp, but you could even handwrite that in there. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to add this panel that I literally did not want to sit here and try to glue all of that together. So I did that for you. And we'll put this on because I thought that was just adorable. Okay. And then the designer series paper that I used on here is Bloom Where You're Planted. And I will show you. I have some of it, brought it over here to the table. So for Jonathan's, I have done the black base with the designer series paper. And again, can you see my measurements? Yes, they're in the camera. They're over here. Sorry, Anthony. I didn't mean to toss you aside, buddy. I'll put you on the next one. So I have a cute picture of just Jonathan that's going to go on here because this is for his grandpa. So I'm going to add that there just because I can. And I printed these off of my computer, so they're not the best quality off of my printer, I should say. And sometimes they are, but you know, I learned if you're going to print anything off of your printer, like photos, you really want to make sure you're using a very good ink. And on this printer, it was not the best of the inks, and I can tell the difference, but it's okay. I'm okay. So this is going to get glued over here. So Grandpa can put this on his table and see us and know that we're thinking about him. That would be my dad. Okay, don't you guys think this is so cute? Can you just envision a ton of different things that you might want to do with it? Does anybody tell me what ideas you would have to use these? Like I said, maybe a birthday or a wedding. What other ideas are there? I think there has to be some others. Okay, for Joe's piece, I did decorate this and I used Nothing's Better Than. Oh, I'm struggling over here. I love this stamp set, and it does come with it does have a die set that coordinates with it. And so I use this. And I cut out using the crumb cake, and this is where I'm going to show you how to use the adhesive sheets. So it says, love you more than cookies. Isn't that too cute? I was going to put chocolate because my name is Candy, but I thought I liked the cookies. The cookies were really cute to cut out, so I chose cookies. He gets enough of me all the time, I'm sure. Enough candy. Okay, so love you more than cookies. anniversary party, that would be awesome. Oh, that would be a really good one, especially like a 50th or something big, or a 25th, or any of them. So on the cookies, I had to add a little bling. I thought it needed a little bling. So I'm using the champagne rhinestones. And I thought this was just the perfect color. If I can get it to work here, I should have used my tool. Cute, cute, cute. Hello, Nancy Morton. So then I can flip this over. And now for Anthony, I had this really cute picture of him catching a fish out in the Pacific Ocean. Very cool photo of him. And I'm going to put this right on here. But you guys, I have something else to show you, so don't go away. You have to hang in there. I know this one's going to be a little long, but hopefully not too much longer because I'm almost done. And now we're going to glue this on. And okay, so my next piece is super cool because it's more photos. More photos because that's all I could think of. Once I got started, there was no stopping me. So check this out. Is this just not fun? So they'll all flip around. Just want to say I love you. And then this will flip around. There's Jonathan and Sarah, Joe and me. And I do love him much more than cookies. But look at how cute. And then it stands up like that. Okay, the other thing I had, and you guys are going to laugh, but I really wanted something to hold it. So I found an old paper towel rack. You can't really see it, but I cut part of it. I didn't cut it off. I unscrewed the part that would hold the paper in, and I got a block. Well, it's not very straight, but it was done at like 4 o'clock, so I didn't have a lot of time. But I have a little base it can stand on. Isn't that cool? And then it can just kind of, I mean, it'll spin on the table too, but I just thought that was something kind of fun to, I was trying to think of what, I need a spinner. I need it to spin because it's a pinwheel. Okay, almost done. So these are my using the photos that go in this orientation. So, which most people, when they take pictures with their phone, that's the direction that they shoot. But I love going out and taking pictures. So a lot of times I'll take pictures and shoot them this way. Although the next size, you can actually use the same where it goes straight up and down. So are you ready? Okay, so I just celebrated my 25th anniversary with Stampin' Up! In October. I believe I mentioned that before, but I'm very proud of the fact that I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 25 years. I've seen many, many changes, and all for the better. So I thought how fun to create a little walkthrough of old friends that I've met along the way. Her name is also Candy, so it's Candy Squared. Friends that we've met along the way, Barbara and Bernadette and Patty, and there's Mindy. And these are some really old photos of when Stampin' Up! Had themed events. And as you can see, it was a groovy, groovy event. And look, I had just gotten, when I had made this literally in the mail this week, my 25-year pin came, and I had already decided on these photos, and I went, how perfect is that? So I just poked it right through here and was able to attach it. And I thought, voila, it all worked. So I cut out the little card that they gave me and I just glued it on there. But this is my kind of my little walk through my 25 years. And I could just go on and make tons more because of course I have millions of photos. But I thought this was really fun and I wanted to show you this size because if you don't have a lot of pictures that are straight up and down or you want to make them a little bit smaller, I have measurements for you. So isn't that cool? So now I'm going to share that with you as well. As soon as I get this glue off of me because I just bumped my glue. Okay, so I have another one that it's just literally for me to put together and show you. I'm not going to decorate it or anything, but I thought I'm going to just walk you through it. So here's for the smaller one. This one is for 4x4 photos because one of your pictures that already comes 6x4. So all you have to do is cut the sides down and make it a 4x4 square photo and it'll work. So you're going to cut your base, your hub, at 5.5 inches by 4.25 inches tall. And it's the same scoring measurements as the last one was, as the 6-inch. Okay, it's the same scoring. It's just done a little bit. This is just smaller. So 1.25, 2.5, 3 3/4, and 5. Again, we're going to just simply fold this up. We're going to glue it together. And I'm going to show you exactly how I put this together. I'm so excited about this, you guys. Anytime I can incorporate my photographs, I love pictures. And I really, really hope many of you, all of you, are getting your photos out, printed, and you are journaling, because the history of these photographs, every picture you take, there's a story behind it. And if it wasn't for our family, our parents handing down these stories, you know, we wouldn't have all this history and information that we have. So please print those out and make a pinwheel. How fun is that? Okay, so I decided that my base was going to be white, but my pieces that are going to go on are black. My mats, they could have been white and they would have looked fine under these pictures, but I chose to do them in black, which is what I did with this one too. I did them in, the base was white and the other part is black. So these pieces, where did I put this? I don't remember, that's not the right one. All right, I have my little thing here. I don't know where I put maybe I put it on the back. Nope. So this is 4.25 by 4.25. It's a square. And then my pictures are 4 by 4. That makes sense. Okay. I knew that. That's probably why I didn't write it down. Or I wrote it down and it's somewhere under everything now. So I'm going to do this, but I should have put my pictures on first. It would have been easier. So let's do that now. So this is just, again, I'm going to just show you how to put it together, because I think by now you should have an idea of how it all goes together. So let's blob on some glue, blah, 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 blah. You like that? Now I'm working black on black, which it's a good thing I think I can see it. I don't know if you can, but it's a good thing I have a long sleeve shirt. Look at these beauties. It's Lori and Chris with me when we were in Maui this year. Such a great group of ladies. So much fun. Very, very blessed. Thank you, all of my customers and my team that helped me get there. Oh, here, look at this. There's a perfect little stand that'll hold, that was the lid of my glue, that will make a little table for me. Sweet. Okay, so now we just want to make sure. I would definitely put the pictures on first and then glue these down. Muskrats. I think that's what these were called. Is that right? Muskrats. My God, I had the name in my head and it just went out. I'm pretty sure that's what they were called. They brought them onto the islands to take care of the rats. And the funny story is they never thought that the rats are nocturnal and the muskrats are out during the day. So it really didn't help any of the population of the rats. And now they have a huge problem with too many muskrats out on the islands of Hawaii. So I thought that was a very funny story. And it's very true. So there's a little fact. Okay, guys, what do you think? Can you just have like all these visions of some fun Christmas gifts that you could make and just print those photos? You could start printing them now and make these in no time, because while those are being printed and like sent to the printer, even if you have to run and pick them up, you can start making all these cuts, the mats and everything. Once you know what pictures you're using, seriously, it would be so easy for you to be able to do that. All right, we're on the last end here. I'll put this beautiful flower next to these pretty ladies. Just match it up, line it up, scooch it back. press it down like that, line it up, push it back, scooch it down, and then roll it. Do the pinwheel. And I'm going to put this on here. I can fold it, like I said. I want to make sure I don't get it too far back. There we go. And then one more. And then I'm not going to decorate the other side of this because I feel like I've given you so many ideas. So we'll put this here. My glue's pretty tacky that it held it on. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Okay, so this, again, I did not bring everything over to finish this. I just wanted to show you how simple it is to put one of these together and how to do it with smaller 4x4 photos. So you can cut your big ones, your 6x4, and just cut them down and make it all work. So here's one that's finished. Again, my 25-year little walk through memory lane. And you can see how cool they spin. And then one for my dad that we'll be sending him. And again, just a cool pinwheel cards, or it's a card and photograph. So hello, Marcia. So what do you guys think? I love that you're sharing with me too. Thanks for giving me some ideas. I will have this posted tonight. I actually have time to sit here and post all of these measurements for you. This one, yeah. And then this one. So they're the same width. But thank you again for joining me. I will be back next week, December the 1st, to show you some more fun holiday projects. Please share with me. I love hearing from you. And you guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for stopping in. Happy Turkey Day. Enjoy your families. And I will see you next week at 4:11. So for some more Stampin' Up fun. And thank you, Bonnie. Thank you. And you guys have a fantastic week and weekend. See you next week. Bye for now. Gobble, gobble.